Welcome. In this video, we're going to provide a short demonstration of how a coaching circle conversation with team members can focus on a specific theme, in this case, resilience. We'll be showing how you can integrate questions from the job aid Coaching Circle Conversations Coaching for Resilience into your coaching conversation. We've chosen a few questions from the job aid to help frame our discussion. As you'll see, these prepared questions can be an effective way to focus your coaching conversation around a relevant topic. If you haven't already done so, we recommend watching the video called Coaching Circle Conversations with a Twist before you view these sessions, as it explains the job aid and its intent in more detail. For today's coaching circle, I'm joined by my team colleagues, Joshua, Jackie, and Lovette. Welcome, everyone. Our coachee today is Jackie. Let's assume that we're in the middle of the coaching circle conversation. So we've been talking about resilience. I have another question for you, Jackie, okay? Sure. How do you feel we're doing as a team with respect to resilience?
You know, I've been thinking a lot about that over the last few months. We generally had an opportunity to come into the office, talk, we could check in on each other. We knew how everyone was doing. But now that we're across the country and we don't always get a chance to talk, and many of us are working on different files at this point, that it's really challenging. I think some of us might be doing better than others, and I myself might be doing better on some days than others. So it is a challenging time, absolutely. I know that with my colleagues, we are all trying to connect, stay connected, and talk about what does it take to be okay in this world. So I think overall, some days are good and some days are a little more challenging, and I think that just makes it more conscious of making an effort to know exactly how the team's doing.
And I wonder if you could tell us why you think it's important that we talk about resilience as a team.
I think the reason that resiliency is such an important factor is because we all know we're very different. We all have different factors in our homes. None of us know what's going on in the other person's home. Some of us have young children running around. Some of us have to wear many, many hats at this time, including a teacher, including, you know, your shopping is different. Everything is just so different. So I think it's important for us to check in, and resiliency means that it doesn't matter what goes wrong, but how do we make it right? And so how do we make sure that even if it wasn't a great day, how do we switch it around? How do we, if you fell down, how do you get back up?
Hi, Jackie, I have a question for you. You know, when you think of everything we've done as a team and you look back, can you tell us a little bit about what are some of our best failures that really bring us to the edge of learning?
Absolutely. I think the communication would probably be the first thing that strikes me, because communication, some of us like to talk through MS Teams so we can see each other. Some of us prefer conversation over the telephone. Some of us prefer email. Some of us are okay without talking to anybody for a week. Others need to have that interaction. So I think one of our biggest failures would be that we just assume that everyone likes to communicate in the same fashion, and that they like to share. I think we also have to be very respectful of how much I want to share. Do I want to talk about my personal life today? Maybe not. Do I want to talk about my challenges of working from home? Maybe not. And just understanding and really being aware, reminding ourselves of individual preferences and styles, and not assume that everyone likes to communicate the same way. So that would be, to me, I think, one of the lessons that I've learned.
Thank you.
You make a really interesting point about people having different ways of communicating and different preferences when it comes to communicating. If you were to kind of make a suggestion as to how we could improve based on that, you know, what kind of supports could we put in place to build our team's resiliency and through recognizing differences in preferred communication styles?
I think what has to happen is we have to have a conversation, hit the reset button, have a conversation, and talk about what is acceptable in our new norms. So let's talk, I wouldn't go as far as a team charter, but let's have an honest conversation and ask, what is your preference? How are things? Would you prefer that I reach out, or would you prefer to reach out to me? And I think it takes that managerial courage to have those conversations and put it on a platform and make sure that it's not about me as the manager, but more about the employees and their preference and their reality. So rather than make it cookie cutter, I think that what we need to do is we need to have individual conversations, set up individual plans, maybe have a week, just make a discussion. Do we have one weekly meeting where we just chat, or would you prefer we meet individually? So I think it would really be to take the time to find out where everybody is at. So literally take a time out. Let's just have an honest conversation. Where are we? And I read a really interesting article over these past few months, and we talk a lot about mental health, but that brings up that big, huge umbrella. I heard a term called emotional wellness. If I had a cast on my foot, you would see that I need 6 weeks to heal. But the emotional wellness allows me to say, not today. Today's not a great day. I'm not emotionally well today. But it doesn't mean that I have a long-lasting issue going on. So I think introducing some of the language, let's talk about where we're at, and let's set up a new, let's get a sense where everyone is at.
Thank you very much, everyone. So we've just illustrated how some of the excellent questions on the Job Aid Coaching Circle Conversations Coaching for Resilience can be used as part of a coaching circle session. Ordinarily, the coaching circle would last longer, but we hope this short demonstration shows you the possibilities presented by the Job Aid and inspires you to try the coaching approach, coaching circle conversations, and the Job Aid itself to support you. Please visit the Canada School of Public Service platform for more resources on coaching and leadership. Thank you.